All right, it boils down to just this, and I've been talking about this kind of stuff, and I'm like, don't be surprised when you have economic downturns, if you have certain industries start to come after thrifting. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Welcome to the Commonwealth cabin. I'm sure some of you read this title, saw the thumbnail, and you're like, wait a minute, this can't be true. Actually, I thought the same thing as well. Now, I will say it's not in the United States, but when I started digging into this topic, I thought to myself, okay, here we go. I've talked about this before. This is the kind of crazy stuff that can happen. I want to talk about this topic today. It's not something we should just ignore, but it's also not the end of the world. Certainly not for us right here in the United States. But we do have some good sales, just over $700 headed out of here today. Let's take a look. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kevin, and we usually do about 4 sales, show you 4 things that sold. Then we're going to get into the topic and then the rest of the sales. And I might actually make this one a 2-day video. I'm not quite sure. I have just over 700 headed out of here today, but I think a few more sales that we can do tomorrow. I might just tack that onto this one. This Yamaha bag, so like a motocross bag, it's pretty sweet actually. I picked this one up at the Hillsville sale. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I saw the graphics on it and the condition of it, and of course Yamaha is a great name, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And you see the racing flags, so somebody out there was going to want one of these, because these are probably, who knows what these are new retail, and it's in darn good shape. And I didn't have any comps to go with out there, and we put it out there for $200 or best offer. I probably paid 10 bucks, who knows, something like that. I don't think we've aired this video yet, but it's coming close. And we took an offer for $175 for that one, plus shipping. Talking about thrifting, some of y'all out there always say, thrifting's dead anyways, and it just depends. The only people I see getting crazy good deals consistently are the people near those Goodwill bins. So I'm curious out there, how many of y'all have a Goodwill bins within an hour of your location? Let me know in the comments, and how many of you don't. I'm curious to know. I certainly don't, although it's not much past an hour, and I've never been. Maybe I should start going. The Grand Imperial Diamond Shell, Bismarcky Productions. That one right there, see a little cutout right there. It's a pretty good one. As far as CDs go, that one sold for $25 plus shipping. By the way, I like to use these right here to ship those out in, and there's usually no trouble whatsoever. Or sometimes when I'm out there at garage sales, I just see something and I pick it up because I think it looks cool, even though I know there's probably no comps or anything out there, but I'm going to pick it up because I know somebody's going to want it. And that's what we had here. I think we just put it in there not long ago. It's a Sterilite. I bought this for next to nothing, and you can see it's new old stock, but it's a little ripped up and whatnot. It's Table-Mate Sterilite, and what it is, got salt and pepper shaker, it's got a napkin holder and a butter dish. And this was probably super cheap way back in the day, but it just screams, like somebody's gonna want some vintage table set picnic thing somewhere, and it's just cool. And I picked it up probably for, who knows, $1 or something. And it sold for $26 free shipping. It's super light, really light. It's going to go out probably at the 12, yeah, let's say 12-ounce rate, because we'll have the right exact box for it down here, I think. And maybe, let me see here, 10 by 8 by 4. I bet that's going to be the perfect box for it. It's going to fit that way. And I think, oh man, I don't know. I don't think it's going to fit that way. Really close, but at any rate, that's going to keep it probably, it's definitely going to be under £1. So, maybe let's say $6 to ship it. So it's like, for all you people that hate free shipping, we'll just call it $20 plus shipping. Let's do one more sale real quick and then talk about this thrift story here. This crazy used goods story coming out of Indonesia, of all places. Randy Orton, $18 plus shipping. I think this one went to a viewer, and I don't think I'm going to be able to keep that one under. That's going to be a long box. SupplyHut's got all kinds of boxes, but that's a funky one right there. You can go check it out though, supplyhut.com, code Commonwealth 5% off. And this one went to a viewer. It went to John. Hey, Kevin, really like your content on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm not a reseller, just a fan. And also a fan of the WWE. I watch your videos every day. Keep up the good work. Greetings from the Netherlands. Awesome. Very cool. This is going all the way over there. It's going to go through what used to be called the Global Shipping Program. Speaking of global, let's talk about this crazy story. I'm going to read you a couple things, and then I'm going to talk about it without reading a couple things, because this is something I've actually sort of warned about a little bit, not quite with thrifting, but it's always on my mind. First off, I think it was March 6th, they said in Indonesia, I can't remember, one of the ministers comes out and says something like, thrifting isn't going to be banned, it's going to be allowed, but it's going to be allowed within certain limits. That's where it all started just not too long ago. And then another post came out, another article, announcement, whatever you want to call it, came out on March 15th. And this one was a little bit different than the first, but you kind of got the picture. All right, it boils down to just this. And I've been talking about this kind of stuff, and I'm like, don't be surprised when you have economic downturns. If you have certain industries start to come after thrifting and start to come after reselling as well, because the companies that produce the things that we are now putting out there on the market a second time, they don't like it that much. They might not say it, but those companies also have a lot of power and can sway government officials through donations and other things like that. Well, I had a lot of people tell me I was nuts when I started talking about that stuff, and I'm like, what, I might sound kind of crazy right now, but eventually, if things get bad, if people start, their own bottom lines start to hurt, they lose all sense of reason, they lose all sense of law and justice and constitution and all that, and they just start to protect their bottom line. And that's when you have issues. And believe it or not, that is exactly what is happening in Indonesia. And Indonesia, by the way, is a massive country. Matter of fact, from my history teaching days, I can tell you it is the most populous Muslim country in the entire world. And the textile industry in both South Asia and Southeast Asia is massive. Always has been. Since the beginning of, making cotton clothing, for goodness sake. I mean, it's why the British ended up, one of the reasons that the British ended up going down to India to begin with. They hated wearing that wool. Can you imagine? I hated wearing wool sweaters. My mom made me wear them. I'd want to wear cotton too. At any rate, this is what's happened in Indonesia. The Indonesian Textile Association, the people who make the clothing, new clothing down there, is calling for more stringent law enforcement against second-hand clothing import violations. All right, I want to cover quite a few different things here, but we're going to do it really quick, and we're going to start with this basic tenet here. You heard me correct in saying that the textile industry is calling for it to be illegal to import second-hand clothing in order to be resold. That to me just is insane. So we've talked, if you ever learn about protectionism and tariffs and all this stuff. So basically this is one particular industry asking the government to protect it from the free market, essentially, is what's going on. And people will write stories like, oh, the textile industry is hurting so bad because people are buying so much of this imported into Indonesia. Goods that are coming from Australia or China, this secondhand market, and people are wanting to buy the secondhand clothing. It's not a big surprise. I mean, the Philippines, this is huge as well. We think vintage is big here. Vintage is really big in South Asia, Southeast Asia especially, and in East Asia. And you know that if you track where a lot of our used clothing ends up, it ends up going to Africa and goes even farther east than that. And if you're an eBay reseller, you know that if you sell global shipping, you know that you've sold a lot. I sell a lot to Japan. I sell a lot to East Asia in general. I even sell some to China. I always told my AP World History students, when something new comes out, something that people really want to do, there's a new winner, for instance. And in this case, the winner is the supplier of the used clothing and the reseller of the used clothing, probably independent business people, small business people on the streets of Jakarta or wherever the heck they're at, and they're reselling this stuff, and they don't have a group that can lobby the government like this textile industry does. And of course, politicians, being politicians, they need campaign contributions, they need support, they need wealth, they need money. That's how they keep power. And so that's how these issues kind of start. And to me, it's insane that in a world today like this that is constantly crying for, environmental protection and sustainability and whatever, that there are governments who are saying, no, you may not sell used clothing. The Trade Ministry has issued regulations that forbid secondhand clothing imports. Now, they've gone out of their way to say, you know what, no, you can still use, you can still wear, you can still buy secondhand goods from people selling them, but those goods must not be imported. They have to be like domestic Indonesian secondhand goods. I mean, can you imagine a law like that? And can you imagine them saying, no, you can't sell any secondhand clothing at all? That just seems insane. But this story seems insane to me, and they haven't even gone there yet, right? But if you're going to protect the textile industry, you have to not allow used goods to be imported into your country. Now, how's that going to affect us? Well, hopefully it doesn't affect us at all. But a lot of our used goods end up overseas in different places. So maybe that creates a backlog. Maybe more stuff stays at home. Now, I don't think there's too much being imported into Indonesia from the United States, but maybe those people who are importing into those places are going to now try to find other places to send their used goods, which we might already be sending to, and there'll be more competition. I don't really quite know, to be perfectly honest with you. But just this idea alone is something I think we should pay attention to, because it's not necessarily about the used clothing. What it is about is when things go sideways, when things start to go bad, when you start to have economic troubles, let's say, God willing, we don't need any big recessions or depressions or anything like that, but in times that happens, you start to see protectionism. You start to see big corporations, big company, big moneyed interests start to buy influence to protect their own, and it's usually the little guy that's kind of left out in the cold here. And so that's why I've been calling for quite a while for these reselling platforms to really get together and to have a voice of our own as well, because this is just how the game is played. And I can't imagine, I hope there will never be a day in the United States where the government says, you know what, we're going to restrict the sale of secondhand goods in order to protect the big businesses that are producing new goods. But you know what? When things go sour, when things go south economically, all bets are off the table. Speaking of secondhand clothing, an Eli Manning jersey is headed out of here. And let's hope it's not going to Indonesia. I don't want to get thrown in the slammer. $25 plus shipping. Sold a golf club head cover right here. Epic. This one's new, so I wouldn't get thrown in jail for selling a new product, of course. $15 for that one. I got Wallen in here. He snuck in. How you doing, boy, huh? Everybody thinks you're misbehaved. That's what they said in the comments. Said that we're too patient with you. Look, see, I got a new mat right there because you ate my last mat. Yeah, that's right. Say, we love you though, don't we? You want a treat? You want a treat? Here, I'll give you a treat. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Had a viewer pick up a few different things here. That's a Build-A-Bear, like, I don't know, backpack kind of thing. I don't even know what that is. This is a Gans horse. And what else? Oh, I know what it was. And over here we had, and all told it was like $29 plus shipping. I think it's in Cincinnati Picker's drawer here. This one right here sold for, well, all together, like I said, $29 plus shipping. And this is like an eyeglass case, or sunglasses case right there for Coach. And it's got the little cleaning thing in there. So I picked these up for like $1 because they'll sell from time to time. So all told right there, $29 plus shipping. All used, though. I don't know. Should be illegal. I mean, we're laughing about it, but you know what? Think about if you were one of those people who were selling this stuff on the streets and in the little street shops, and you're making a good living at it because the demand for vintage good and secondhand goods is pretty high right now. You know, what about you? You know, I know the big textile industry, I get it, but what about you? And that's kind of the way it is. Whenever, you know, government regulates and free markets are attacked, there's always winners and losers, and the losers typically tend to be people that are, you know, selling stuff in a shed in their backyard, that kind of person. And Brian, I can only assume with that purchase right there that you're a viewer. I didn't see a message on the purchase, so Brian, thank you. I appreciate it. And we sold one of these. These don't sell very often. Okay, I mean, unless they're like new and have the tag on them, Gans don't typically sell, and neither do these very often, but this one sold pretty decent money right here. This is a Gund Kids Magnitude. See, there's a magnet right there, and those can sell as far as newer Gund type stuff. That one's pretty cool. It sold for $12 plus shipping, which isn't bad. See the little magnet right there? So you ever see those magnitudes? They have a little value. I like it. 12 bucks plus shipping. We have a bunch more awesome sales today, but I have been getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 2 upstairs, 6, 7 packages from viewers, and I got to open some just to say thank you. So this came from Dennis right here. Hi, Kevin. Found this sealed VHS and instantly thought of you. I hope it adds value to your collection. I really appreciate you and your hard work. Keep up all the positivity. P.S. Turner's new job should be Picker Jr. out with Dad on the garage sale trail. I totally agree. It's so much fun. Only problem is he doesn't like to get up at 6 o'clock. But you know what? He'll do it from time to time. Maybe I'll go out and then I'll come back and then I'll pick him up and go out again. Best regards, Dennis. eBay home run deals, whatnot at home run deals. And that's with a Z and that's with an S. Very cool. I absolutely love it, and I do not have that one, and it is one of our favorites. Speaking of Turner, he absolutely loves this movie. Look, it's even got the watermarks. Thank you for your kindness. I really do appreciate that. All the people who have sent me VHS lately. My collection is growing and growing. Sealed VHS. I just love it, and that's going to have a special place in my little room when I finally finish it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Dennis. Next sale is just crazy good, off the charts. Amazing Bonanza sale. Tupperware lid. This one goes to like a snack tray. And it's sold on Bonanza. And it sold for $8.91. Plus shipping. We just throw it inside of a padded poly mailer and ship it first class. Not a part of the business I often show here in the eBay cave. But what the heck. That one right there. That Sony Sports Radio sold for $38. Plus shipping. On my trip back to the cabin here, I picked up a straggler. Wallen. Speaking of dogs, I sold a Terra watch, a fake pound puppy watch. And I grabbed that at the 301 last year, I believe. Pretty cool little watch. Not a pound puppy, though. Watchdogs. And that still has a battery? No, it doesn't. Okay. One sold for $15 plus shipping. There's the real deal right there. And one right there. And Wallen is getting into the treats. This one went to a viewer, went to Richard. Thanks for sharing all your knowledge on reselling. Please give No Name a hug for me. I will definitely do that. Thank you, Richard. So another one of those CD lots. We have made so much money on the individuals and now the lots. This one right here, I pulled it out earlier today. I think this is the right one. Yeah, Iced Tea, Big Daddy Kane. Oh, geez, I don't know, much stuff in here. At any rate, here we go. Little wrapped hip-hop thing, and sold for $47 and change, I think, plus shipping, and it sold on auction. Actually, it was $42.77 plus shipping. Well, what do you got? Wallen's over there choking on the treat. King Crimson, this one went to Wayne. Wayne, thank you. $11 and change plus shipping. It has some issues with it. If not, this one would have been a really high-priced record. Right there, $11.70. Let me look real quick. $11.40 plus shipping. You doing all right down there? You choking on something? You okay? Okay. Sold a TaylorMade R11S head cover. That was $16.14. Free ship. Picked the next one up at the Hillsville sale. I saw it. I think it was $1. I'm like, somebody's going to buy it. And this was a viewer sale, actually. When I think about you, I touch my elf. I love it. It was probably like a Walmart. I don't know. I don't know where it came from, but at any rate, that one sold for $17.05 plus shipping. And it went to, looks like Kelly. Thank you, Commonwealth Kevin. I watch all your videos on the Picker channel and the Flipper channel, which reminds me of something. You have taught me so much. I really appreciate it. I've been doing eBay for a couple years now, and I'm very nostalgic about keeping our items from the past in circulation for others. That's awesome. Again, thank you. I appreciate it, Kelly. Hope you enjoy. What that comment reminded me of is that now these flipper videos are also now being played on the Commonwealth Picker Facebook page, which we never used to do. And so I've been getting a bunch of questions that are questions I don't normally get, like, what's your P.O. box? And that's 1427 Bedford, Virginia. That's the P.O. box. And things like, where can we find your eBay store and stuff like that. So there's two solutions if you're watching on Facebook. One, well, I can put my QR code to the website here, but it is, or to Linktree, depending on what it is you're looking at. But another way is to just go to commonwealthpicker.com, scroll down, and you can find the eBay store at the very bottom there. You can also find affiliate links. You can find the merch store, Shop CWP, and then Shop CWP again, and you'll be in the merch store. So all that stuff is available. Or on Facebook, I think there's an About section, and there's a website that you can click on and then find the eBay store through that. Turner, my buddy Mike, Death Pile Picker, sent me a sticker, 2 stickers, but he's like a little inappropriate, you know. He says them words you shouldn't say a lot, you know, and so I had to cover one of the words up. But here's the sticker he sent me. What do you think of that? What is that a sticker to?
Wait, the Mario?
Yeah, it's Mario, isn't it? Death Pile Picker. Player 1, I buy, there's a bad word under there. Player 2, to let it sit. And this one's kind of cool too. Check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's on there too.
Wait, you gotta blur that out.
Yeah, gotta blur that out. Mike could get me in trouble with my wife here. At any rate, Turner's got a Nintendo joke for you. What do you got?
How many Nintendo fans would it take to change a light bulb?
How many Nintendo fans would it take to change a light bulb? I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. They're too busy playing with the Switch.
I love it, Turner. Thanks, buddy. This Crazy Daisy creamer sold, and I'm not even sure it's really a Crazy Daisy, to be honest with you. It doesn't have the stuff on the bottom, so it also has quite a bit of damage to it. It's not like those, what do we have, ketchup and mustard ones that sold for crazy money. No pun intended. See, this says Jimco on the lid right there. But it still sold 12 bucks. I'll take it. I just opened the door to let Wallen out, and I got a no name in exchange. I like that trade. Sold something out of part-time picker drawer. No, I didn't. Sold it out of NC. No, I didn't. Sold it out of Froggy Flip. I gotta find the right coin. These are the mission coins we listed. And this one went to a viewer. They asked for a deal if they bought 2. Martin, we'll definitely do that because you served our nation. So thank you very much. And I'm gonna have to find the right ones. These are the 2 coins. Look like they are, let's see, Deployment and Distribution Battalion all the way. Let's roll. And the Joint Sustainment Command in Afghanistan. Right there. That is awesome. And they went to Martin, who is a disabled veteran. So thank you very, very much. And we are definitely, honored to send this on to you for a discount. We're going to throw in some extras for you as well. So thank you for your service to our nation. We do appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the coins. All right, y'all, a little break here. I just got home from Turner's ball practice, and I had forgot to turn the heater on, so I'm going to wear my jacket for a minute. Now, this was at the bottom of this tub, and I didn't want to dig through it while you're on there, so I dug through it a second ago. Pampered Chef bought this down there in Greenville. This was the smaller of the 2. Paid $5, I think, total. This someone sold for $16 plus shipping. Not bad. And I hear my wife out there just in time to help me ship. She is just awesome, y'all. I used to ship by myself most of the time, and now most of the time I help her ship. She does most of it, and she's super fast. All right, sold this. There she is to help me. And the dogs have come in. Sold this. I'm gonna show you a picture of this because I want to take it out. Paid $5 for it. I think it sold for 26 plus shipping. It sold pretty darn fast. Hey, as we're getting ready to ship today, I realize we're just about out of the SupplyHut roll, and people ask me all the time. So there is the SupplyHut roll that we use right there. Buy 2 of them at a time. And it's pretty cool. I love this paper. It's a little thicker than the old stuff I used to use, so we don't have to use quite as much. Be nice. Be nice. I like you, because you're the one that puts that dog in his place. And then, of course, we're almost out of the American Bubble Boy bubble wrap. And I wanted to show you this. People have been asking about these. Joel sent us more, 250 bubble bucks. That's $2.50 for new users. And so we're going to send those out for anybody who asks, and we'll put them on all of the merch orders from CommonwealthPicker.com. I'm going to put some bubble wrap around all the animals so they're protected against this little piranha right here. All right, Reagan has a couple of sales out of CommonwealthPicker.com. What you got?
We got Felicia, and she got a CWP sticker, an Inman, and a Commonwealth flipper sticker. And Olaf got a blue CWP shirt.
Nice. Did Felicia leave anything? I can't remember if she did or not.
I think she's from Oregon.
Oregon, that's what it was. She's from. And
what are you
where is Olaf from?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands, that's right. And what were you watching yesterday?
I was watching Frozen 2. I don't know why, but I did.
Yep.
Look it.
Oh, he's going to eat that again.
He's going to try. Wallet.
All right, thank you, Reagan.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
Hey, I wanted to tell you something real quick before I let you go for the day. Kind of a pre-announcement announcement, if there is such a thing. And it has to do with cross-posting. I've been hinting at it for a while, and I'm going to make the full announcement and the rationale for why I'm doing what I'm doing coming up in the next, I don't know, week or so. Maybe sooner than that. We'll see. And I'm just going to do this because there may be some of you who are still watching this video. You know, not everybody gets to the end of every video. And I thought maybe I would just put it out there for the folks who are still here. I'm going to start doing that very, very soon. Like probably by the time you're hearing this, we're already doing it. And we're going to go pretty full bore. And there's a reason why we're going to do it. If you've ever thought about cross-posting, maybe you'll want to do it with me. I want to keep track of the results, see if it's worth it, if it's worth the time, if it's worth the money. There are some free services out there. We've chosen not to go with a free service for multiple reasons. It's going to work best for us. I'll just give you one of them today because I'm going to do the full one here coming up. The biggest reason for me why we're going with List Perfectly, by the way. And the reason we're doing that, I've done it once before. I've had the opportunity to go through all of these and to use, well, not all of the major services. And for me, I'm technologically challenged. There is just a robust community and tons of people willing to help. And that's the biggest reason why I'm doing List Perfectly. It does have fees to it, but to me, it's not going to matter because without the support that I need, I'm not going to do it. And so this is one of the reasons why. But there's actually 3 other reasons why we're doing that as well. And just a big shout out to all the folks at List Perfectly who have made me feel at home through the process, allowed me to ask questions. And my buddy Tim over the years, who I know uses that service as well. Thank you for answering my questions. And we're going to plow through this thing. Me and Blue Ridge Mama have been working on it pretty hard behind the scenes. And I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to do it with y'all. If you have ever thought about doing it and you want to go with List Perfectly, go ahead and use that link. CommonwealthPicker.com. You can find the links. You can find the code Commonwealth. 30% off to start. If you have another service you want to keep track with us too, that's fine. But we're choosing List Perfectly. If you want to do it, go to our link tree. You can find the link in the description. It's all over the place. We can make sure you get to that link and get your discount. And I would appreciate that. Of course, we get a little bit of a kickback if you go through that link, so I'd appreciate that as well. But I'm just really wanting to do it with some people. And if you'll jump on board with, maybe you've just started already and you can help me in the comments, give people some good feedback as to how it's helping them. Are they making more sales? Are they making more money? And what type of items are selling on which platform? So anyway, thank y'all for joining us today. And I can't wait to see you next time.